This is the Galli Theatre, New York, and today we are reading for you the play Eve and Lilith by Johannes Galli. Prologue. Lilith is an ancient Samaritan goddess who was accepted into Hebrew mythology. In a Hebrew legend from 1000 AD, Lilith appears as Adam's first wife. It is written, "When God created Adam, he said, 'It is not good for a man to be alone.' So he created out of dirt a partner for him and called her Lilith. As soon as she was created, she started an argument, saying, 'Why should I lay on the bottom? I am just as good as you are. We were both created from the same dirt.' So Lilith was banned to the dark side of the moon, and God created Eve from Adam's rib." These long afternoon naps bring such awful dreams. Actually, it wasn't that bad. When the man feels secure and thinks that he's a conqueror pure, don't worry your pretty little head. You've got him, and not only in bed. If he thinks he's won the war forever, thinks no more of rivals, no, not ever. If he takes you in the night and believes it is his sole right, just let him think so. It won't hurt him if he doesn't know. The hanging net he sees not until tonight, when he's caught and when he lies so sweet in my arms. I'll devour him, no matter what the harm. Poor boy. My God, look at me. My God, look at me. The hanging net he sees not until tonight, when he's caught and when he lies so sweet in my arms. Then I'll devour him. Oh, no matter what the harm. Poor boy. Yes, come in. The door is open. Yes, everything is always open. Oh, I thought it was open.
"Are you Mrs. Lillian Moonback?"
Yes, I am.
"So you are Lillian Moonback. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eva Maria."
Won't you come in?
"Shackle."
Oh,
"There is something I would like to discuss with you."
please sit down.
"Well, I won't be staying long."
Please sit down. Now you want to discuss?
"Are you getting ready to go out?"
I go out every night.
"With my husband?"
With your husband? Well, I don't know who else he belongs to, but when he's with me, he is completely and totally mine.
You are destroying our marriage.
Your marriage?
Marriage.
Oh,
You come along with your red lips, swinging your hips, and destroying the family that we have created.
oh dear. What kind of family is that, if it can be destroyed by red lips and swinging hips? Now I'm going to get changed, because what I'm wearing is not appropriate for this kind of discussion. But please, make yourself at home, Mrs. Shackle.
I am not going to let you imitate me. Intimate me. Intimidate me. So, this is where he spends his time. So disorderly. That woman is like a child. She cannot intimidate me. No, listen. You are not going to intimidate me. I won't let you intimidate me. You think you can get everything by just slithering around, don't you?
Almost everything.
Now let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
You know exactly how weak men are.
Are they?
And you know, as well as I do, that my husband is not the love of your life.
Who says he isn't?
And because you know it, you are the one who has the responsibility. And no matter how shaky our marriage is,
Whose marriage today isn't?
you are the one who destroyed it.
I cannot destroy something that's already crumbling.
Our marriage was not shaky.
Well, what do you know about your husband?
Everything that a wife should know about her husband.
So you mean next to nothing?
Now listen, we have an arrangement that has proven to be very effective for thousands of years. There is simply no better model than marriage.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. For thousands of years, this model has provided security.
And I provide the entertainment.
And I provide the home and the children and make sure that it all works without friction.
Without friction?
Yes, without friction. For it to work, something is necessary which you have never heard of. Subordination.
Subordination. That is submission. Well, how can you recognize someone you are bowing down to? I mean, have you ever looked at him from another perspective than from below?
Yes, from above.
Congratulations. What a deep bond you must have.
How can you be the judge of that? You have never committed yourself.
Have you committed yourself, Evie?
How dare you? You use my nickname.
Why not, Evie?
Don't touch me, you whore.
Ouch.
It must be said, a woman who takes whatever man she wants is a whore.
What do you know about whores? They do not take men. They themselves are not even taken. They are purchased, you well-to-do snub.
And all because they won't submit themselves to a normal marriage.
Do you know what happens when a whore won't submit?
I am not acquainted with that sort of people.
Oh, yes, you are. Every woman knows the trade-off. Gifts in return for affection. If my snuggly bear would buy me that stylish fur coat, his honey bunch would be so nice to him. Isn't that the same thing?
That is different. That is more or less natural seduction to get the man's attention. At least, from what I understand about men.
You do not understand a thing about men. Or have you ever studied them?
What do you mean?
I have never looked down on or pitied men, but I have studied them.
Well, congratulations on your doctorate. You certainly had enough research material.
If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you just wish you did.
I always had the strength of my fidelity.
For a lack of choice.
I never had beautiful legs or slender hips. I only had beautiful eyes, and every girl has those. It was hard work finding a husband. I couldn't play with them or study them like you. I had to grab on tight to the one I could get, and for every wound he inflicted on me, I learned to cling tighter. A woman has to hold on tight to smoother the hits. If I could turn men on, I would, and then... Oh, but I cannot.
But be happy. That is your asset.
My asset?
Don't play dumb. You only need to go to him and say, "Oh, look at the wrinkles around my eyes, my skin. That's the way a woman looks who has sacrificed herself for a husband and children." He is already wincing, and then you hit his weak spot.
Which is?
Guilt.
What?
By making him feel guilty about your fate, you can make him feel so small. A beautiful body doesn't last forever, but guilt, that lasts until You forgive him?
Never.
Well, then, you've got him exactly where you want him.
Guilt. He is guilty as far as my fate goes, isn't he? Without him, there wouldn't be this mess. So it is his fault. And so what if he suffers? It's his guilt, isn't it?
A more stable foundation cannot be found. You've got the pain, and he's got the guilt.
Of course, he is guilty. He cheated on me.
Yeah, he needed some new guilt.
Why?
Men are greedy. They enjoy being unfaithful.
Did you ever start to think that if he cheats on me, he might also cheat on you someday?
Men don't cheat on me.
And why is that?
Because I have already cheated on them with someone else. I love trading horses midstream.
But don't they notice?
Men don't notice very much. They're busy trying to keep their roles straight.
Such as?
For instance, take us. With you, he plays the role of the proud father and respectable husband. And with me, he plays the infatuated lover.
Oh, he wants everything.
I wonder how long he can keep it up.
What other roles does he play with you?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
With me, he's always very charming.
With me, he's a party pooper.
With me, he's always eloquent.
What?
Eloquent. He confides in me.
At home, he never says a word.
With me, he's always playful.
With me, he's always exhausted.
With me, he's an attentive gentleman.
With me, he's always reading the newspaper.
With me, he's always a stallion.
With me, he's an ox. You get the best of him, and I get his garbage.
But you have the security, and in public you have a man at your side.
Yeah, I guess I do have him in public.
Yes, in public. Especially on those very public family Sundays. It makes me ill when they stroll around in the parks. The mothers hold their noses and their breasts a little higher than usual. And the fathers are so thrilled with their kids, explaining to their son how cars work, where their daughters ride on their shoulders.
The members of a family belong together.
Yes, it is nice to know where one belongs. I do love children. I love playing with them. But when they've had enough, or they've hurt themselves, and I want to comfort them, they always say, "Leave me alone. I want my mommy." But of course, Because I know that this family togetherness is only a facade. Parents have to constantly prove how happy they are. I know how men like to play head of the family and later, but when they get that gleam in their eyes and they start playing that old flirting game with me, the hate-filled look on the wife's face shows that she is not as secure as she appears to be. Family cheerfulness is an illusion because it is based on shutting others out. And then later, with a bit of blush, net stockings, cleavage, and a few hip swings, then I know who is secure. The happiness of the family hangs on my hips. No thanks, I can do without that. And then later, once I have allowed him to conquer me, though I decide when and where, he scrambles for his watch, realizing that it's time to go home to his beloved family. And that's when I seduce him again. And he cannot even see straight anymore. And when he really has to go and gets home late, then I imagine his wife's face and how much she suffers.
You snake, you!
Yes, I am a snake. I am.
You destroy everything on purpose. You alone are guilty for ruining my family. Yes, you are guilty, and you cannot pass off this guilt.
You are the true expert on guilt. How perfectly you judge and sentence others. That's what I hate about you. Up on your high horse, with your legs clamped together, condemning without understanding anything.
But you understand, do you?
There you go, judging again. You don't know anything. You dish towel.
And dish towel isn't a judgment? You dirty bed sheet.
I could come by your place for a scrubbing. You fully automated washing machine.
Keep your dirt to yourself.
It isn't just my dirt.
I only came to ask you to give him back to me.
I cannot give you what doesn't belong to me.
Well, I don't even know anymore if I want to have him back. I think I should go now. See you. I mean... Oh dear, where's my car key? I cannot find my car key anywhere. How am I supposed to get home without my car key? Oh dear.
Okay, I understand. Please stay here and take my bedroom. I have a large bed.
In your bed? No, thank you. Well, if it's okay, I think I'll just sleep out here in the living room. I'm certainly not picky. Weren't you supposed to go out?
Oh, not anymore. He will figure it out when I do not show up.
Oh, I feel so bad that I'm keeping you from going.
I don't believe that.
Look, I'm very tired. This is all very strange.
I am also tired. It's so emotionally draining, having to be such opposites.
We don't have to be. We just are.
As I said, I am tired. And I'm going to bed now. If you need anything...
No, I am fine.
All right then. Good night.
Good night. At least now I know where he is not tonight. Well, it isn't very comfortable, but it's better than... Oh, it's so disorderly here for a grown woman. Grown? Well, it's not any of my business. But I cannot fall asleep in this chaos. No, it's impossible. Something has to be done. And what does Eva Maria Shackle do best? She tidies up. So, this probably belongs in the back, and this over here, and this under the telephone table. Yes, I think that's where I put it. And this right here. So, and this over here. Let's see if I can fall asleep now. Yes, now everything is in order. Good night.
A dream.
Tied to the moon's speck, where there is never light, I am Lilith, first man's first wife, because I did not want to lie beneath him. I fled, forever estranged. I will submit to no man. I would rather suffer in the moon's stillness than to bow to a man's will. Bound tight to man's will, I am Eve, his second wife and better half, and by bearing him children, I most certainly secure his continuation. I am his wife and have pledged to him. He says that I was born to him from his rib. So I stand behind him, and for that he will crush your will. In the gruesome depths of women, I have my dark place, from which I rage against everything which bows down to bind itself. With wild lust, wilder greed, I tear tender ribbons of love. And if the two want to become three, I flash my deathly claws. What? You kill babies?
Yes, my magical gorge of insatiable lust devours all not deeply rooted. Whoever falls my prey must fall, for my joy is the decay. I set it all ablaze with burning passion, because I love the ashes when lust-soaked bodies, festering, stinking, and smoldering burn.
I sacrifice everything just to be bound. Humble service is my highest goal. Never does my will stand in the way of serving Him. To lose myself completely in Him brings me joy and peace like none other. And so I conceive, giving all of myself. To give yourself fully to man
is unbearable. Your words are mockery. Man's words. You speak deceit without noticing.
Who are you, banished here, to speak with such a sharp tongue?
I am Lilith, first man's first wife, and I showed him that a wife's will is no less strong than a man's will. For that, he banished me here. You must be the one who came after me and joyfully spreads her legs when he commands.
You mock out of loneliness, a wounded heart burning with bitter tears, so alone and powerless, and at His mercy, just as I. To me, we seem to be two halves of the same apple,
which He has half devoured. Free me. A power radiates from you, which lets a new hope steer.
I too feel how hope wells inside, like coming home after a long journey. Lilith, let me offer you.
Eve, where are you? Eve, come back home. I need you. What am I without you? Eve, don't let a woman talk you into anything. Eve, come home. Where are you? We want to have children. They'll need you. And I need you too. Eve, Evie darling, I don't know what to do without you. Eve, I heard you're with Lilith. Don't believe her. She's a coward. Don't believe a word she says. Evie, darling, I don't want to see you two together. Do you understand? Eve, this has to be clear between us. I don't want to see you two together. This is your last chance. Eve, come home. Eve!
He wants to divide and control us. But he cannot if we stay together. If the two of us create a whole together, two as one,
We are protected from the masculine power which wants to divide. Only our image of unity can protect us. Listen, sister, I have a plan. I will go meet and distract him with my passion, and you will come at the crucial moment as devotion. And if we stand up to him together as willpower and devotion, we will scare him away. Your cue will be, come, sister. Remember, Eve. Once you hear, come, sister, you shall come.
Lilith, listen. Oh no, she's gone. If only she knew that he's not at all the way he sounds. He's different, totally different. His hair curls at the edge of his neck, his tan neck, and those wide shoulders. Whenever he comes close to kiss me, I feel his warm breath. His gaze is so tender and attentive. His willpower, how it flashes. I can see in his eyes that he understands me. Oh, and how he laughs, so open and carefree, so fiery and cheerful. Oh, I'd do anything for him to stay the way he is. That's the way he should be. Passionate.
Come, sister.
Always charming.
Come, sister.
His hair curls
Come, sister.
at the edge of his neck.
Come, sister.
His tan neck.
Please don't touch me.
And those wide shoulders.
Please let me go.
Whenever he comes close
Please.
to kiss
No,
me,
no, no, no!
his gaze is so tender and attentive. His willpower, how it flashes. I can see in his eyes that he understands me. Oh, and how he laughs. So open and carefree. So fiery and cheerful. Oh, I'd do anything for him to stay the way he is. That's the way he should be. Passionate and always charming.
Lilith, what did he do to you? He did what all men do when they feel their power threatened. Where were you, Eve? I called for you.
I was neither with you nor with myself. Oh, how can I help?
Only time can heal my wounds. Go now.
The next morning.
What did I dream? Oh, my back. No, I've forgotten my dream.
Good morning, Mrs. Shackle. By the way, your keys were right in front of my door.
Good morning. Oh, right in front of your door. Well, thank you. I had a dream, but I forgot it already. It was something about us knowing each other for a long time.
I think I dreamt something like that too. I can never remember my dreams though. Do you like my dressing table?
Yes, I don't have anything like this at home.
And do you like
I don't have any red lipstick.
Would you like to try it?
Well, it's too bright for me. Everything at home is beige. The garage door is beige. The cabinets are beige. My dog is beige. And my blemish cover-up is beige. I have never had anything red.
There. Imagine that you have just kissed passionately, and your lips now have a good circulation.
Kissed? The only one I kiss now is my son. And now he says he will get an Oedipus complex.
Why don't we trade roles?
Oh, I couldn't. I could never play your role.
Everybody can play any role they want.
Oh, please, come on.
If a man was to offer you $10,000 for one night in which you satisfy his most secret wishes,
Never.
$100,000,
No, I cannot.
500,000,
I cannot be bought.
and if you needed the money desperately,
What are you getting at? I cannot be bought.
but what if you needed the money, say, for a complicated kidney operation that would save a child's life?
Well, that would be a good deed.
So you'd play this role for him for one night? Be honest.
Okay, but only if it would save the life of a child.
So it is a question of the motive and not the morals. So, do you want to trade? Well,
It was purely hypothetical with the child. And purely, hypothetically, I could try it.
wait. I'll put on some music. There was once a tiger, and he lived among the sheep. He also felt like a sheep. One day, a big tiger came by and said, "Hey, you are a tiger. What are you doing with the sheep?" The little tiger said, "I belong with them." The big tiger laughed and said, "If you want to be a real tiger, come with me. Now decide."
Oh, I'll go for it. But what about my wife role? Somebody has to play it, so I can really stand out in contrast.
I'll play your old role. I never got to play that role.
Because I always had to play it.
And now I will.
Go ahead. There was once a sheep, which was suddenly among tigers. The tigers asked, "Hey, sheep, what are you doing here?" Then the sheep said, "I am a tiger." And then the tiger said, "Look, there is a sheep." But the sheep said, "No, I am a tiger." there was the last thing the sheep said.
You are destroying our marriage.
Oh,
For 30 years, I have washed his socks, cleaned the house, and washed the dishes. Now you come and destroy everything with a swing of the hips, and I have hip problems.
and then, when he has to go home to his beloved family and start scrambling for his watch, I become so passionate that I cannot see straight.
Marriage is a mirage.
I love changing horses in midstream.
If the man wants to leave, then I act like a leech.
And these Sundays, when family happiness abounds,
At least I have the strength of my royalty. I mean, the strength of my loyalty. Something like that.
I have not only observed men, I have muddied them, studied them.
Now listen. We have an agreement which has been unnecessary for thousands of years. There is no better brothel
Model.
than marriage.
And then later, a little blush painted on my cheeks, eyeshadow, knit stockings. Push up the breasts a little and wiggle past him. Then I want to see who is so secure here. The whole family's happiness rests on my hips.
He is guilty for my fate. Without him, I'd be nothing. So he is filthy. I mean, guilty.
Yes, I am a cake. I am a fake. Of course, I mean to say, I am a rake. Snake. Yes, I am a snake.
The members of a family fight forever.
Okay, that was nice to be someone else for a while, but now I've had enough.
That's how I feel too. But I must say that it was interesting to slip into your role.
Yes, it was interesting to slip into your role. Now I can understand you better.
I think I can understand you better as well. Wearing your clothes helps me to see who you are.
When I look at myself in your clothes, I can only say that sometimes I would like to be like you, but not always.
Me too. Sometimes I would like to be you, and sometimes I don't.
I have to go now, back to my role.
And I have to go back to mine.
But we haven't solved anything.
Sure we have. We have played each other's roles.
So, what is the solution then?
We understand each other better. That's all we can expect for the moment.
But it is a start.